Broad Street.
How do you lose to Josh Johnson, ladies and gentlemen? That's why it is Broad Street Misery. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Fly Eagles Fly podcast. I am as happy as ever because it's miserable as ever to lose to a guy who had one career win. But here we are on the Fly the Fly on the Broad Street Misery Network. I am Corey Alexander along with
Jay Bliss.
As always, he is just as handsome as I am, which is a miracle. It's a lot of makeup and lighting for him. No filter for me. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen.
Good genetics on my end. I like to thank my mother and my father for my looks. I don't know with you, Corey, but
it's just good genes. He's got Levi jeans. That's all he's got.
Yeah,
he's got the knee pads too. But we are back here on the Fly Eagles Fly podcast, Broad Street Misery Network. We're here again, always on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Telegram, Pony Express, all those good things. So tune in as we are here every Tuesday at 9 o'clock, maybe 9:15. But either way, we are here all the time on Tuesday here to help you out with your Eagles as well as the NFL. So let's get to it, Jay. I think tonight's podcast, I got a lot of topics, not necessarily game related, which we will talk about the Eagles Commanders crappy game. We'll get that in a little bit, but there's some things to cover, including an extended look into the Eagles 49ers matchup. I know I already have a bet out already. I'm sure, Jay, you will have a bet out to my man T over in Philadelphia. So get that going. By the way, if I win, I get a Jerome Brown authentic Kelly Green jersey, which is the only thing I desire in this world. Nice. So there we go. All right, so let's start with this. I think this is the quote that I think I love of all time. I mean, there's Abraham Lincoln, FDR made some great quotes, but I think this is going to be my favorite quote, Jay, of all time. Jerry Jones said today after firing defensive coordinator, "I will continue to GM this team for the rest of my life." I'm like, yes. I'm like, Jerry, I'm blowing him kisses.
Jerry. You the man, Jerry.
I blew him so many kisses.
He's too ignorant to even know that he's the reason why they won't win.
I was like, I am that is like Christmas all year. That's the gift that keeps on giving.
Right. But
that's a shoebox full of 50.
The real Cowboys fans that I know, the ones that I can't have conversations with,
right?
They have expressed this to me for years. And they know for a fact that that's the reason. The only thing they wish in the meantime is they can stop us from being successful. That's all they wish. That's all they want.
They're just like the old Redskins. They just get in their way. They get in their own damn way, which is great.
Well, no, that's the old regime. Because right now, with the regime that the Commanders have right now, they are mirroring what we would do.
Well, here's the thing. They might be going back, right? Because they had a shitty year this year. They just got rid of Cliff Kingsbury. This is also on my notes. They just got rid of their defensive coordinator. They're starting new. So they're kind of resetting, man.
They're wasting 1 year of Jayden Daniels, which the way, and we should be talking about this because we're not going to really talk about that game much. So we can talk about this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've explained to a Commanders fan, and this is what I think the Commanders should have done. Last year, they had a lot of players in a 1-year deal.
Right.
Because they didn't know how good they were going to be. And there was a lot of people on prove-it deals.
Right.
They found out they had something with Jayden Daniels. And at that moment, what they should have done was eliminate the 1-year deals and get people out of there. Unless they had somebody young that they would keep. You didn't need to re-sign McLaurin because McLaurin is old. You needed a young receiver to come in to grow for the next 5 years with Jayden Daniels.
Right.
So you probably should have went and spent some money on a young receiver and brought that person in to be the number one, kept the other number 2 receiver, get your running game going, and then spend all your money on the defense. All the money. Spend all the money on the defense because he's still on that rookie deal.
All right.
You get a defense that can hold teams under 20 points. You got a dynamic quarterback that has 2 weapons with him, with a running back and a receiver. You know what I mean? But like this year here, you go get Kyle Pitts. You go get somebody to bolster up your defense. You tell McLaurin to go. Like, you got to get younger. It's like you can't stay old. There's no way to stay old and win. But you only got 1 year left before you got to look at extending him or paying him his money. Because the longer you wait to pay him, the more money it's going to cost you.
Yeah,
so
it's like, I mean, as much as I love Bobby Wagner, I mean, he's one of my favorite players. You You couldn't have signed him this year. You shouldn't have signed him.
You can't. You can't. We learned the hard way. we learned the hard way. We know good and darn well. You don't sign the old guy. That's why we had to let Zach Ertz go.
Yeah, and then that's the thing too. And here's the thing. Now look at Zach; he's done pretty darn well. Now, has he had great seasons? No, but he's had some pretty good seasons, and that's where.
But if we had re-signed him, we would have gave him more money, and he would have got injured, right? Yep. And then we would have been stuck, right? But same thing with Dallas Goedert. So, like going into this year here with Dallas Goedert, that was a 1-year deal for Dallas. Right. I know we're not re-signing Dallas Goedert.
Right.
He's got to go get his money.
Yeah, he's going to go get his money somewhere. I still don't think he's going to get a ton of money somewhere, but yeah, they just re-signed too many people. And here's the other aspect: they did that fire sale right before he got there with all the defensive linemen. I mean, Sweat and a couple other guys, and would have been better holding on to him, maybe, but they at least were younger and they still had talent. So
I'll tell you somebody that might end up on Washington. Perfect example: Jalen Phillips.
He could.
I mean, that's an example there. You got Burns in New York. Like, those are the type of players you need to sign, the younger guys, to bring in and then have your defense bolstered up. But, I mean, my whole thing is that would be the team that I'm looking at to compete with over the next 3 years.
The only argument I'd have against you, especially with Jalen Phillips and those types of guys, is they're looking at it like Jalen Phillips. I don't know if you've been reading the tea leaves. I'm not even the tea leaves. I mean, he's been out now saying, he's like, this is the first time I've won a division. This is the first time I've been to playoffs. This is the first time I've had this kind of team camaraderie. This is the first time I've had good culture. Now, again, I agree with you. It's going to be real tough to re-sign him. I get it. Hold on before you start shaking your head. I feel like this is my cousin Vinny's like, wait till hear the whole sentence.
I hear you. It sounds good. Go ahead.
Because it's like my cousin Vinny. Wait till you hear the whole sentence before you start nodding. It's something where, is it a possibility that Jaden Phillips go, listen, I want to get my bag, but it doesn't have to be a huge bag. And here's what I'm willing to do if the Eagles meet me halfway. I think it's possible because a guy can realize in his career that money isn't everything.
Shit. Listen. Let me tell you something.
Look at this. Look at this.
Listen to me,
look at this. Is there a huge difference between $22 million a year and $28 million a year? It's $6 million a year.
But here's the thing, and this is the only reason I'm saying this, and that's why I'm saying we can't pay him. I know we can't pay him. I mean, people might say, "Oh no, it's the way you can do the math and how you can do this." You can't keep him and keep everybody you want. That's not possible. Like, so we gave Jordan Davis an extension, right? We have to agree he's pretty much out. I think he outplayed that money they gave him. But
no. Jordan Davis is not on an extension. He's on the 5th years next year. His 5th year next year.
Okay, his 5th year. So you're gonna pay Jalen Carter. You know he about to get the bag, right?
Right. Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Jalen Carter's going to get the bag, right? You got to think about Jordan Davis the following year, right? And you also got to pay DeJean and you got to pay Quinyon Mitchell.
So here's the thing: DeJean and Quinyon don't have to get paid until the following year. And I know they're going to get paid. I know,
but then that's also Jordan Davis money too that year too, right?
Right. So here's the other aspect.
Wait a minute. Don't forget about Nakobe Dean.
Nakobe Dean ain't coming back.
Well, okay. So Nakobe not coming back. If you say Nakobe's not coming back, you got the following year. You're going to end up having to pay Campbell.
No, he's on a 5-year. Remember, he's a first-round pick. He's a 5-year.
Okay. I'm just saying, you thinking that's going to happen. Jalen Hunt is still on the team. You're not getting rid of him. You're not getting rid of Jalen. You getting rid of Jalen Hunt?
Well, I'm not getting rid of Jalen Hunt, but I'll tell you what. You know who I might get rid of?
Who?
And I love him, but I might get rid of Nolan Smith.
Howie, you think about this. Do you think Howie is going to get rid of Nolan Smith?
Nolan Smith has become an injury. He's just like becoming like Nakobe Dean, man. He's becoming an injury problem.
The way Howie held on to Milton Williams like it was his child for that 1 year of him showing up finally, right? He's going to do the same thing with Nolan Smith. Howie holds on to his picks. I'm just saying, from a free agency standpoint, Howie knows what he did. Howie got Jalen Phillips for a 3rd rounder because he knows there's a 3rd rounder coming back for him. That 3rd rounder coming back is where his value is. It's not re-signing Jalen Phillips. and how he knows that. Because if you take the third rounder, you're getting youth back on a rookie deal.
All right, so
here's paying the person the money.
But here's my thing though. Ready? So this is how you have to think about it too. And I'm sorry, folks, we're going deep into the hole here, but we'll be right back. So, so here's my thought process. You're not getting rid of Hunt. Let's say you keep Smith. Let's say you keep both those guys. You know Graham ain't coming back next year.
Nope.
So the fourth guy is Uche, who is god-awful.
Yeah, he hasn't shown up, no.
So you have two guys, and that's it, as your DN. Two guys, that's it. You got no other depth. One of those guys gets an ACL tear last year. Who's coming in? Nobody. Now, here's the other aspect. Don't tell me about the draft, because hold on.
Free agency.
Hold on. Now, free agency is not a panacea. We know this, right? Because it's a lot of money, and you don't know even if they fit in. We tried that with Huff. Didn't work, right?
On your deals, too. Yep.
And you know you got a player in Phillips who knows Vic's scheme, who likes Vic's scheme, who he likes him. There's a mutual love there. And here's the biggest thing. You got to rebuild that offensive line. You got to pour your draft picks into O-line, tight ends. You got a lot of work to do. So you can't just sit there and get a DN. So, and you point out another thing. I'm not going to go after Jordan Davis because that Miami group, if we can get one of those D tackles, that's our 5-year guy. We don't need Jordan Davis anymore.
The only way it works is if Howie comes in and goes, talks to the agent and go, this is all we can give him right now.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That's it.
That's what I'm saying. The only thing is that there's mutual interest. If Jalen's like, listen, money's not going to be everything for me. I'll take a discount, but I still need my bag a little bit. And Howie goes, we can meet you pretty close. Is that good enough? And he goes, yeah, then it's a done deal. Because he wants to play with Vic and it's all good. But anyway, so we know Jerry Jones is going to keep effing it up in Dallas. Thank you. We love you. There's a little chef kiss for you. If you care, so we'll get to the game a little bit too, but Tom Brady and Kevin Burkhardt will be calling Sunday's game if you care about that kind of stuff. Eagles, by the way, speaking of playoffs, they'll be the only team in the entire playoffs who are repeat division champs.
100%.
That's interesting, though. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Eagles also, by the way, have the best record in the NFL, including playoff wins. If you got all the wins, including playoffs, they have the best record since the start of 2022, 56-20. By the way, speaking of playoffs, this is the first year. Can you guess what year it was? First year that they have no Mahomes, no Burrow, and no Jackson. What year was the last year that they didn't have one of those three quarterbacks in the playoffs?
2018.
Very close. 2017 was the last year there was none of those three quarterbacks.
Should have went to my first thought. Yeah.
Now, real fast before we get into the game a little bit, we have found out all of our opponents for next year, which you and I have to do a lot of this on the offseason now. But here's next year. Let's start with the away games, because they're always the most intriguing. So, of course, you got Cowboys, Giants, Commanders in a division. Next year, away games, we have the Cardinals, which that doesn't bother me. The Jaguars, they are pretty good, but it doesn't bother me. We got the 49ers again, but away. Titans and Bears. So nobody on there is killer by any means. A Jaguar will be a tough game if they're still as good as they are this year. 49ers will be a tough game if it's still good this year. Titans and Bears. Bears hopefully will be a little revenge game, and we'll take care of that. So that's interesting, all the away games. Nobody's scary. Home games this next year will be Cowboys, Giants, Commanders, as always. And then you got the Rams coming into town, the Seahawks coming into town. Two very good games there, and I'm glad both of those are home. We've got the Texans coming in. That'll be a tough game defensively for sure. Indianapolis Colts are coming in. If Daniel Jones is back, that'll be interesting at least. Carolina Panthers coming to town. Please. And then the Steelers coming into town. I hope Aaron Rodgers comes into town because I hope we beat him into a pulp. All right, so there you go for next year. Interesting lineup. By the way, so this offseason, I'm going to give you all the coach openings, but first, the Vegas, man, the Raiders. 2021, John Gruden resigns because of emails. Right. 2022, Josh McDaniels is hired. 2023, Josh McDaniels is fired.
Right.
2024, Antonio Pierce is hired. 2025, Antonio Pierce is fired. 2025, Pete Carroll is hired. 2026, Pete Carroll is fired.
Right.
Dude, they haven't had any consistency. So I would say that the least desirable opening right now is the Las Vegas Raiders. So they're going to be at the bottom.
Yeah, I agree.
Would you agree? Okay, yeah. So the head coach openings right now, and number one is the Ravens. That was a little bit of a shocker, but not surprising. I should say not a shocker, but kind of surprising.
So I thought that was a rumor. So they actually got rid of Harbaugh?
They got rid of Harbaugh. That's an absolute done deal. He is gone from the Ravens. The Giants have an opening. The Titans have an opening. The Falcons, the Cardinals, the Browns, and the Raiders all have coach openings. The rumor already is the Giants are hot for Harbaugh. But apparently Harbaugh likes a young, good quarterback, even though it depends on what he thinks of Bo Nix, because you have the Titans, you have the first-round pick down there.
You mean Cam Ward?
Yeah, so Cam Ward, and I heard that he kind of wants to go with the young quarterback that he likes.
As a young quarterback at the Giants, though.
But it depends on what you think of Bo Nix. If you think Bo Nix is the real deal or not.
No, you mean Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart, I mean, whatever his name is.
Okay,
yeah,
I was about to say, why are you saying Bo Nix?
Jackson Dart, yeah. All white guys are the same to me. I don't care. So I would believe that the Ravens are going to be pretty up there as a desirable place to go. But for Harbaugh, it's going to come down to the Giants, the Titans, and which quarterback he likes best.
Let me ask you a question.
By the way, that's a lot of openings, by the way. And by the way, 2 GM openings and the Dolphins.
It's normal. It's a normal offseason.
Yeah, like about 7. That's a little high.
What's that? Last year?
No, this is 7.
How many was last year? Last year you had.
I believe it was 5 last year, not 7. I think it was only 5 last year.
Well, we got rid of 2. I mean, we got rid of 1. So.
No. I'm talking. Yeah, because the Saints, and that was the last. That was the last opening that was filled because nobody wanted that job.
Question.
2 G openings, by the way, Dolphins and Falcons. All right, go ahead.
If someone said to you, "We'll give you John Harbaugh for Nick Sirianni," who would you say?
I take it. I would, man. I love John Harbaugh.
I would too. I just think that.
And here's the thing, real fast. It's not that I don't like Sirianni. Don't get me wrong.
No, it's just
I love John Harbaugh.
The way this season has gone after the Super Bowl year, right? It's night and day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's so funny. It's so ironic how it's so similar to what Doug Peterson did.
Yeah.
How do you cause such a headache for a team that just won the Super Bowl?
It's something where it's like that. I think it's just he is so loyal, and I can appreciate Sirianni's loyalty. But at a certain point, you have to take yourself out of the equation and bring somebody else in and go, am I doing the right thing keeping Patullo here? And somebody's going to smack him in the face going, no, it's not. And I get it. Here's the thing. You bring in Dable, which I would love to bring in, or you bring those guys. You try to bring in, I would bring more like a Brian Dable in who's like probably not going to jump into the head coaching scheme for a while, at least 2 to 3 years. Right, so you know you got some stability for 2 to 3 years. So you bring him in. I don't think you have to worry about somebody coming out. But you can't bring in a hot young OC because if he goes good in 1 year, he's gone.
He's gone, yeah.
So you can't do that. Here's the other aspect. If you look at the Lions, they got rid of both of those guys. I do believe today they've gotten rid of both their OC and their DC.
Yeah, I mean, they just got those from last year because they both left. So
and then you had Coach Campbell loyal to those guys, and look what happened.
Yeah,
didn't work.
Yeah,
so it's tough, man. So I think Brian Dable will be here for a while. Stefanski, I think, and a couple of others would probably want to get back after like a year. So I don't know if I'd take Stefanski, and I think he'll probably get a head coaching job. So I would believe Dable would be the only guy to kind of sit around and be an OC guy.
I wouldn't trust Stefanski around Jalen Hurts anyway.
You don't think you think he's a little poison?
Look at what he did in Cleveland, dude.
Dude, that was not his fault. That was a horrible lineup of QBs. Horrible lineup of QBs.
Let me explain something to you, dude. For some strange reason, he did the worst with the black ones, though. like I don't want him nowhere near my black quarterback, dog. I just don't.
You believe he just said that?
I said it. It's on the internet. It'll be here forever. I don't like Stefanski.
He said he done screwed up the black.
Hey, I don't listen, man.
Oh my God.
He don't got a good rapport if you know what I mean. And the whole thing with Shador, that was ugly. I didn't like that at all.
You think you could coach me up? You think you could coach me up?
Who? You think Stefanski could coach you up?
No, you could coach me up. You think you could coach me up for a half?
Yeah, I can connect. I can connect culturally with you for a little bit, man. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Corey's firing today. It must be Jay Bliss that put him out there.
There you go.
All right. So anyway, I would like to see them look at, obviously, I'm sure they will look at other outside guys. I think Brian Dable will be a great fit. Even though he, did a whitey, Josh Allen, but I think Dable would be great. Eagles have won, by the way, 5 road playoff games since 1950 with this number 3 seed now. So it's just something to keep an eye on. And remember, the last time they won a postseason win since 2009 was what again?
The last time they won what?
A road game since 2009.
Yeah, the last time they won.
Doink.
Oh yeah, the double doink in Chicago.
Chicago, correct. All right, only two NFL teams, by the way, have more than 2 players 25 or younger with at least 3 sacks. The Eagles have 6. That's crazy.
Nice.
So only 2 NFL teams have that, but we have 6, and that ties the most since sacks became an official stat since 1982. So that's unbelievable. Here's the biggest thing before we get to the game. What's the number one thing you're going to look for in these playoffs for the Eagles, Jay?
Offensive production.
Okay.
Offensive production, man. Like I'm not.
Would you prefer the running game get back its mojo or the passing game get back its mojo?
Running game.
Okay.
Like if the running game is working, I don't see how we lose.
But here's the thing. When I say that, it means that the passing game is going to be very weak, and Jalen's not going to throw picks, but he's just not going to throw good balls. So if you had to choose, only one can have its mojo for the rest of the playoffs. You're going to go running game?
I think running game has always been our bread and butter. I mean, you can't have Jalen throw the ball 30 to 40 times and us win playoff games. That's just not how it works.
I agree, but it's like
we got to have a running game.
If that offensive line doesn't hold up and the running game doesn't get its mojo,
we lost. We're going to lose anyway. like I say, where do you see us progressing to the Super Bowl without having a running game? It's just not going to happen.
I think we can get to the Super Bowl with a pretty good running game, not the best running game.
All right. So if we go back and look through the stats, and we probably won't be able to do it today, but we could probably look at it for a preview, or if we win the next week. How many games we won where we didn't rush over 100 yards?
Well, there's a lot of games we rushed over 100 yards as a team, but not Barkley.
It doesn't matter. It was a running game.
Right. Okay.
Man, it was a running game. Tariq Reed said, run tank. I get that. Run tank, run everybody. Run tank, Shipley, whoever they got back there. You know what I'm saying?
Put guys in wheelchairs. Get them rolling out there. I don't care.
Just got back there. Use them. You know what
I mean? Here's my number one thing I'm looking for in the playoffs. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
This might surprise you a little bit. Can you take one guess of what I'm going to say? Penalties.
Yeah.
The Eagles averaged 63 penalty yards per game this year. That was the fifth highest in the NFL and 4th highest in franchise history.
Yeah.
That absolutely has got to go. You got to fucking cut out the penalties. I am tired of seeing us false starting, holding, interference, defensive holding, DPI.
Yeah.
Got to cut that shit out. We have got to cut out the penalties. The penalties are killing this team. And here's the thing for you is what I say, getting that running game going. How about you stop the holding? How about you stop the false starts where now you're 1st and 15 and getting Barkley going? Even if he gets 8 yards, you still got 2nd and long.
Yeah.
So my biggest thing is you cut out the penalties. You are absolutely going to look much better as a team. I am looking for in this playoffs discipline from Sirianni. Cut out the fucking penalties. All right.
Yep. Well,
all right. So
it'll probably be something that he presses on too, though.
Yeah, I agree. And I hope that they do. And I know Vic is going to be on that too. But now you're not going to have Keely Ringo pulling guys' pants off as he's trying to grab them before the ball is even thrown in the air.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, so Eagles got off to a good start, but they really struggled as the game went on. You kind of saw that. We kind of got out to a little bit of a lead, and then it just seemed to kind of crumble as the game went on. Same thing you could say kind of about even Tanner McKee. He looked good early, and then he just sort of slowly just did not look good at all. Certainly there's the idea that you're behind a very weak offensive line. That was pretty obvious. There were definitely times where he had time in the pocket, but he started to get a little happy feet, which I've never seen him get before. So I thought it was a very uncharacteristic game for Tanner. I thought the only good thing was really Tank. And I thought, again, having number one receivers, number one tight end out there was, I mean, if you saw the game last year he started against the Giants, he had Goddard for like a half, and that really kind of helped build up that game. He had Devontae Smith for about a quarter plus maybe, and that really helped him. But as soon as those guys left the game, it wasn't like he was still looking good. Now, again, is that on Tanner? Is that on the receivers? Is that on the offensive line? I don't know, but the offense still looked very poor. And I have to believe, and I get it, Patullo was calling a very vanilla game, as he always does, but this was extra vanilla. And I'm guessing it's because they didn't want to show anything to the next opponent. I know. I mean, what are they going to show them? How to run it up and out, an up and in? Yeah, I know. I get
it. Instead of two people running a hook, they're going to have three people run a hook. That's going to be the difference in the playoffs.
But I mean, I know we're being facetious, but I mean, being all serious, like he probably was not trying to show anything. Whether he's going to try and show something, I get it.
Dude, I mean, there's nothing to show. I mean, everything they show, every film clip they show, everything is vanilla. No route concepts. Everything is covered. And then Jalen's like, well, why is he holding on to the ball? Nobody's open, man. Nobody's open.
So, yeah, he finished. I mean, Tanner McKee finished 5 for 14 for 40 yards on 3 drives in the fourth quarter. So that's just, that's just very, very poor. And you have to certainly put some of it on him. The fact that we couldn't dominate Josh Johnson, who came in with a 1-10 career record.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to throw up. They let the Commanders convert 55% of their third downs. And even let Johnson throw a touchdown pass for the first time since 2021. 2021, Jay.
This game we're not going to remember. I don't know why you're even talking about this game.
Oh, God. Jacorian Bennett, who there's another. I mean, you just got to talk about some of these guys because here's a guy you traded for. You gave up Thomas Booker, who I really liked, for Bennett. And he was just terrible. I mean, holding on one drive, a 23-yard pass interference in the end zone, which set up Washington's first touchdown, and then another defensive pass interference in the end zone in the fourth quarter. 2 times in the end zone. This guy is DPIing.
Yep.
I mean, that's as bad as it gets. And you traded for this guy. That's one of the how he's going to be like sleeping in his dreams, and that guy's going to come haunting him.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles committed 4 DPIs for 88 yards. 4 of them, Jay. I mean, 4 and 23 yards by Bennett, 32 yards by Ringo, and 29 yards by Mac Williams. I mean, Tank is the man, by the way. Tank, 16 carries for 75 yards and a touchdown and a 31 catch and run for 106 scrimmage yards.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's the real deal. This guy is definitely not a return man because he was terrible.
No,
but he is definitely a running back. So as long as you hand this ball off to him, he's pretty good. With his 3rd interception on Sunday, Hunt became the only 11th defensive lineman in NFL history with 3 interceptions this season. And he's the first Eagles defensive lineman with 3 since nose tackle Charlie Johnson in 1980 Super Bowl season when he made first team All-Pro. Hunt's 3 NITs give him as many picks as every Eagles cornerback combined. Cooper DeJean 2, Andre George Jackson 1. Same amount of picks as our things. But again, it's tough to pick a pass off when they're not throwing to you, Q. So we apologize for that. This is the 4th defensive lineman with 3 interceptions and 6 sacks in a season, joining Hall of Famer and former Eagle Richard Dent, by the way, who still has. He's the last Hall of Famer to be an Eagle.
Right.
Hopefully that will change soon.
Wait a minute. You said last Hall of Famer to be an Eagle.
Yeah, because name the last Eagle who retired as an Eagle. The last time he played was as an Eagle and then went to the Hall of Fame.
Oh, retire. Okay, but he didn't retire as an Eagle. So he went in the Hall of Fame as a Chicago Bear, but he played with the Eagles. That's what you said. The last time he played was with the Eagles, then he went to the Hall of Fame. So the name of the last time the player went to the Hall of Fame and last played for the Eagles, it was Richard Dent. Yeah, name one other player that played his last year with the Eagles. Last year with the Eagles. Okay, I got you.
Okay. But by the way, he's only the 4th defensive end with 3 interceptions and 6 sacks since Richard Dent, Aiden Hutchinson, and the Colts Latu. I don't know how you pronounce his name, but anyway, not bad. All right, let's quickly get to our 4 points, game ball, and all that good stuff. So give me your first 4-point.
Horrible offense, even with the backups. Elo is trash.
My first one was offense still stagnant. and uninspired.
There it is. We got the same thing.
Uninspired. Go ahead. Give me your number 2.
Let's end the McKee story.
Ah!
The man is a backup. He is a backup. Now, I'll give you an example. You sit there and be like, oh, he wasn't playing with the first team. Well, guess what? I remember them putting Jalen Hurts in the game. The last game, Doug Peterson coached our team. And Jalen got in with backups, right? He did get in that game with backups. And we were supposed to win that game, and Doug pulled him out. He pulled him out, put in the third-string quarterback. We ended up losing. Did you get a better draft pick?
Yep.
The Giants ended up going to the playoffs.
Yep.
Because of it. And that there was an example of I knew Doug was out of here, and I knew Jalen was going to be our quarterback.
Okay.
But McKee, from what I see from McKee is, let's stop the Howard Eskin talk. He's not a better quarterback.
He's not.
The other thing that I want to explain to you is if you pay attention this season, anytime we get a ball intercepted in or near our end zone, we lose the game.
That's true. That's very true.
This weekend, right?
Tanner McGee threw one right in the red zone.
Jalen threw one against the Giants, right by the end zone. And the Chargers game, Jalen threw one at the end towards the end zone.
Yeah, and that was his 17th pick of the game, so of course that didn't help.
All of them in the red zone. If we're in the red zone and we throw an interception, we lose that game. Those are 3 games I can pinpoint right exactly because we don't turn the ball over a lot. Jalen still had a chance.
Chargers and
Giants, Chargers in Washington.
Correct.
The thing about it is we don't turn the ball over a lot typically. Like Jalen turned the ball over as many times as he could possibly can in the Chargers game. We still almost won that game. You see what I'm saying? But with that one play, that was the difference in the game.
You know what's weird? You think about Jalen all season, offensive struggles, all this and that, and then you think about that 4-pick game, and you're like, oh, God, he just had a terrible season. And you look back and you go, you know what? The man threw for 3,000 yards. He had 25 – hold on. He had 25 passing touchdowns.
Yeah.
And 6 interceptions. 25 touchdowns and 6 picks. Any quarterback in the league would be more than happy to be like, I will take that season.
But it reminds me of the McNabb years. Like, McNabb would never turn the ball over. Like, the McNabb would get you 30 touchdowns. Like, he would only have 4 or 5 picks. He was like Jalen, though. He was always in the 20s for touchdowns. Yeah, but he wasn't throwing a lot of picks. He would take care of the football. He would hold on to it, too. And there was a lot of them with dirt balls, but he didn't throw a lot of interceptions.
You can't pick the ball off in the ground, dude.
Hey, don't put it in harm's way, baby.
All right, give me your second point.
I did, but that was my second was in the McKee story. That was my second.
Okay, mine was defense is still fine despite the offensive struggle. So I thought the defense, although they did kind of will at the end of the game, again, it came back to the fact that you're getting the 3 and outs on the offense. You're just putting too much on the defense.
Yeah.
And you also have the backup cornerbacks that were just god freaking off. I mean, Vic Fangio had to be like, dude, I'm so done with these guys. All right, so number 3 for you.
Oh, number 3 for me is Ringo has to go. Thank you for your time, your effort. The last tape that we have of you play god awful, and I would not be sad to see you go. Now, mind you, he might go somewhere else and flourish.
Yep.
Well, you will not be in the Eagles green anymore.
Dude, Ringo's got to go. Bennett's got to go. Mac Williams got to go. They all got to go. Yeah. They got to get some free. Now, here's where I'd say free agency would be perfect. Get a backup QB or CB. I think it'd be good.
Yeah.
To me, number 3 is don't forget how to win on the road because you may have to do that. So keep your focus on this Sunday's game, but then don't think that at some point you're gonna have to go on the road and win to get to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4 for you.
Number 4 for me is that our depth is not as deep as I thought we were.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a real good one.
I mean, I really thought that we would beat Washington without having any issues. But the way I see them play, I'm like, maybe we're not as deep as I thought we were. Like, maybe we're not as good as I think we are. I mean, we were deep last year. Like, last year, people go down. You're like, I ain't got no problem with it. You know what I mean? Then you really start thinking about, like, I saw somebody put a clip up today talking about, we get Lane Johnson back, and now the run game will be working. And I go, did y'all forget we had Lane Johnson for most of the season? The run game wasn't working. Like what's the difference? Lane coming back don't mean the run game gonna work. It don't. You know what I mean? And it's like,
It might be the pass game works a little bit better.
But Fred wasn't bad.
Wasn't terrible. No, it was good.
It's not terrible, man. Like if Lane Johnson didn't play all season, I don't think Fred is the reason we lose any more games.
He may not be the way we lose, but he may not be the reason we win either. Where Lane, obviously, his record speaks for himself.
Lane definitely negates some big time rushers.
Yeah,
but Fred also went against some good rushers, and they didn't really get home.
Yeah, okay, I agree.
So I mean, you're right. Like here's the thing: the best thing about an offensive lineman was your name not getting called, right?
Right.
I didn't hear Fred Johnson's name.
I did when I yelled his name for holding that one time.
Malata held more than Fred did.
No, that's a great point. I think that's one of the better points of our whole year. I have to agree that our back, certainly in the secondary.
Our secondary is trash.
Our secondary is in serious trouble.
Now, luckily, Adoree Jackson showed up and proved why he is in the game, right?
Yeah. I mean, Fangio said at some point Adoree Jackson is going to have to stand up for himself, and he did. Now, was he great? No. But was he better than average? Absolutely.
He better than what we got. He better than everybody else. But here's the crazy thing. I mean, he's no Isaiah Rodgers, but he's all right. You know what I'm saying?
We should have kept Isaiah. Even though Isaiah didn't have as good a year as he started off, he still had a very good year.
He would have been better in our system.
He would have been better in our situation for sure. Yeah. He knew the defense. I think he would have been much better.
And Epps did a good job of stepping in for Makuba.
I think Epps has done a fine job. He's like Fred Johnson. I don't hear his name too much, and when he does, he's doing something good.
Right. So
that's an excellent point.
What's your
number 4 point B for this playoffs, and it's really more for the playoffs, is I'm not too worried about the road games, even though I talked about that in my third point. But the bottom line is the better team's going to win. Whether you're playing at home or away, the better team's going to show out. If you get busted because you were away, that's not an excuse. It's just that you didn't play as well as you needed to play.
Yeah.
Who's your game ball, offense, defense?
For me, it's Jalen Hunt, dude.
For both.
Yeah, Jalen Hunt. I only had one. Like Jalen Hunt is that guy, man. I mean, you can give it a tank for offensive, but Jalen Hunt put a stamp on that game. That was his game. He that dude. And do
you realize he's walking off the field as a third-round pick that we thought was a bust because like last year he couldn't get on the field, and then he gets on the field. I'm like, this guy's not bad. And this year, the first half of the year, the first quarter of the year, you're like, this guy's trash. I'm like,
well, no. I mean, when he was drafted, they did say it was going to be a project. I mean, I remember them saying that immediately.
Right, but we thought it was going to be like year 2 or 3, and then he had to play early on. Then we're like, oh, maybe even still, he's a project, but can he do it? Then he kind of showed out in the Super Bowl, and you're like, okay, maybe he got something going on here. Then this year, in the first quarter to like 5 games, you're like, Then all of a sudden, Jaden Phillips came, Nolan Smith came back, and this guy starts balling out. I mean, when this guy has at least somebody decent on the other side, he can get the job done. And he became the first person in franchise history. This is crazy. This guy's walking off the field 3 years removed from being a safety. For Cornell, a safety for Cornell in the Ivy League, which is like, come on, PU.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This guy goes from 3 years ago as a safety Cornell to now being the only person in franchise history to lead your team in sacks and interceptions in the same season.
Yeah.
How you doing?
100%. I mean,
that's crazy, dude. That's crazy to think about.
Yes, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, going into the playoffs, the front four of Jalen Hunt, Jalen Carter,
Jordan Davis,
and Jaden Phillips.
Good luck. Good luck.
I'm like this. If San Fran beat us on Sunday, dog, I'm like, y'all gonna have to have an amazing game. I'm sorry. I just don't see how it's impossible.
Well, no, here's actually the lineup. You got Phillips and Hunt on either side.
Yeah.
Then you got a Jomo, Carter. Davis in the middle and Carter to the right.
Yeah.
That 5 guys right there.
Yeah.
Good luck. I mean, I know you got Christian McCaffrey, but good luck.
Yes. I mean, somebody get home.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Purdy elbows throbbing right now. He like, damn it. He gonna be throwing like this.
I had, of course, Tank for offense and Hunt for defense. So absolutely for game balls, good stuff. Let's get to our DQ drama queen of the week. Hit me up, dude.
For me, I mean, I guess My drama queen is
Uh,
it's Nick Sirianni, man.
oh, I gotta give you a little Tony Sirico. Oh, what is that about?
Because we could have just played the first half. Like we could have won that game.
Yeah.
And this is where the drama comes in at, because like WIP brought it up, and it's like this whole thing, like it's always like you didn't have to make it the deal that it became. And you're like, oh, we got to get ready for the playoffs and all this other stuff and blah, 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 blah. Dude, secure the win, right? That was the main thing, right? But you let Devontae go in and get his 1,000 yards. But you didn't let Saquon go in last year and go get the record. What's the difference?
That's true. I would say
Devontae easily could have went up there for that last catch and came down with a concussion.
Yeah.
Very easily.
I agree.
Now you got questions to ask, right? But if you're going to let him do that, why not let everybody in the game and get up 20-0 and then sit everybody down?
I agree. It seemed a little hypocritical. Now, it's only one person, but it does seem a little hypocritical when you do Smith and Barkley. But here's the flip side of that coin, right? You play those guys for a half, right? Dickerson gets clipped in the knee, and he goes down. He's out for the playoffs.
It's football.
Jalen Hurts get a concussion. He's out for 2 games.
Listen, man, let me explain something to you. And then you had the Chicago Bears coach said some shit. That little dig that he made towards the Eagles.
I know, but here's the thing: if we didn't know that they were going to lose, I mean, first of all,
no, I get it, but I know, but knowing Campbell, knowing that coach,
Lions are beat up. The Bears were playing for something. I didn't think that was going to ever happen. Number one. Number two, again, all I know is if Q goes out there and that guy strains his PCL and he's out the rest of the playoffs, I'm killing Sirianni. I'm like, dude, why would you do that?
I put it like this.
And I know you say it's football, but what if you lost Q?
We can play the if game. My thing about the drama queen is if you're going to stick with a story, stick with a story. Don't let Devontae get in the game.
Well,
you're not playing your starters. Don't play him. Why you let him go for the record or go for his 1,000 yards when you didn't let Saquon do the same thing last year?
Well, that's an individual argument versus a team argument. So you got to pick one or the other.
But that's what I'm saying. You sit your starters, except for Devontae, because you want him to get the 1,000 yards. But last year, you didn't let Saquon even try.
That's what I'm saying. But you got to pick an argument. It's either why did you do hypocritical where you didn't let Barkley, but you let Smith, versus let the full team play for a half. That's two different arguments.
Listen, man. I'm just saying. I'm
agreeing with you with the first one because that seems very hypocritical. That you're like, why would you let Smith but not Barkley? That doesn't make sense.
It's gonna be a bunch of. Here's the thing. I'm just waiting to find out when we can get rid of Patullo.
My biggest thing is, I get losing the 2 seed was bad, but I'm okay with sitting the starters. If anything happened to those guys going into the playoffs, I would have been like, you got to be shitting me. So. And again, and I said when my previous 4-point, if you can't be the better team at the Bears, if you got to go play the Bears at the Bears and you can't beat them, you don't deserve to win.
We can beat the Bears though.
That's what I'm saying. If you can't go to the Bears and win, that's not even a road game to me. That's like the Bears. Come on, man. It's like it's Soldier Field. It's not a big deal.
Everybody. I think the only team that would give us a hard time is Seattle, and I don't even see them giving us a hard time because I just don't believe in them.
I think the Seattle would give us a hard time. Here's why. Hold on. Before you shake your head, listen to the whole thing before you shake your head. You love shaking your head before you even start talking.
Because I know you're talking bullshit. Like it's
no, it's real. No, it's real. I think what you started to say was right. I'm not scared of Seattle. I don't think that they would beat us per se. But here's what's going to make it difficult. Got to travel across the country. Always tough. You got to play in that stadium, which is always, they call it the 13th man for a reason, right? Or the 12th man for a reason. So you got a situation where it's a very good stadium for them, not for us. We got to cross the whole United States. That's 3,000 miles. That's tough. You got to do the whole thing with the sleep and the getting there and the whole thing. So all those factors could make it. The same thing that San Francisco's dealing with, right? They're dealing with the same thing coming to us. So it's minimal factors, right? But still factors that are in their favor versus ours. So when you're doing the pluses and minuses, the pros and cons, you're going to have a little bit more tilted to the Seattle side. And that's what would make me a little apprehensive about a victory, but not thinking that we still couldn't win. Put it that way.
The plus side.
Go ahead.
Panthers play the Rams. Am I correct?
Yeah, the Panthers beat the Rams.
Panthers play the Rams. If the Rams win, Rams got to play Seahawks.
Correct.
There's your answer right there. Rams will beat the Seahawks. The other thing is we beat San Fran and the Bears beat Green Bay. We go to Chicago.
No, if the Pack wins, the Pack will go to Seattle. The Rams will come to us.
Right. Well, okay, because it's three. Okay, it's 3 games. Okay.
But the Pack is not going to beat the Bears.
No, the Pack. Well, they are a division team. You can't say that.
I know.
It's a division team. So the Pack, if the Bears beat the Pack, and then the Eagles beat,
and then the Rams win. The Rams go to Seattle. We go to the Bears. Now, if the Rams beat Seattle and we beat the Bears, oh yeah, we're hosting the NFC Championship.
I'm saying against the Rams again, like against the Rams again.
And guess what? We beat the Rams. You know what's crazy?
Of course. That's what they didn't want to play us the first round anyway.
You know your drama queen with Sirianni? He's
What
4-0 against McVay. That's crazy times.
That is crazy.
Because if you said I got Packers beating the Bears, get out.
It could listen. Anytime there's a division game, now
I know
you can say this now because it's hindsight 2020. I did not want to play Washington last year in that championship game. Like I was like, no, I won't play them. Like this is a team we play all the time. Look at the Pittsburgh Ravens game.
I know.
The last 3 minutes was crazy.
I know. It's a division game. I know. It's not good to play a division game in the playoffs. It's just not. But if the Packers had Parsons, I would say they got a good shot. But without Parsons,
man, I've seen some wild stuff happen. And here's the crazy thing. When you got a game like they had against San Francisco, right?
Right.
And then you lose to the Lions. How you gonna sit there and tell me that you can't lose to the Pack?
It's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible.
But the same thing could go with San Francisco. San Francisco got a crazy game with the Bears, and they scored 3 points against Seattle. Like, really? Like, are you serious?
Well, they're like, honestly, Packers should have beaten the Bears. No,
the 2 games they played, like it was close. Toss up. It was like this. Like, so the Packers treated the Bears this year the same way they treated the Lions the previous year. The previous year, the Packers had 2 chances to beat the Lions, and they gave it up both times.
Yeah, true. Very true.
And then when you ask yourself the question about the Bears, like, is Caleb Williams really that scary? No.
He's not that good. You know, against us, if their run game
ran the ball, ran the clock. That's how they beat us.
Exactly.
That counter action got us the whole game long.
Yep.
They had 2nd and 4 every time.
And we didn't have Jalen Carter at that time.
And we didn't have Jalen Carter. That's what I'm talking about, right? That's what I'm talking about, Corey. That's what I'm talking about. Who are we worried about? Nobody, baby.
Fair secondary is a suspect. Yeah, I agree. High State. It's nobody's scary. So, and real fast, let's get rid of my drama queen so I can move on to this other stuff. My drama queen was a little bit of Baltimore because the Baltimore every year since 2017. Dude, tell me they haven't done something on the last game every fucking year.
Every year, man.
Every year. The drop by the tight end last year against the Bills.
Yeah.
The missed field goal this year.
Yeah.
The fumble by Lamar Jackson in 1 year. The missed pass. I mean, dude, every year something happens with that team.
I still can't believe they got rid of Harbaugh, though.
Oh, I know. It's crazy. But they had to probably move on. They had to do something. But my other drama queen was Darius Cooper. Look, man. That dude spun the ball, and they were down at the 5-yard line. Instead of 1st and 5 at the 5, right? 1st and goal at the 5. The Eagles had 1st and 10 at the 20, and then Tanner McKee throws that pick.
Yeah.
You don't get the penalty there. That could be a whole different ball game.
It could be. It could be too, yep.
So that's my drama queen because you fucked up that game. Petula gets his head coach. He's added to that.
Yeah, High State. That's a good wish, man. But Christmas is over.
Listen, High State. We've been saying that for 17 games.
Hey, listen. That Christmas is over. Christmas was 2 weeks ago, dog. Like, we're not getting none of that, dog. He can't. He's not gonna all of a sudden just find a way to be able to play call a good game. It's not gonna happen. We're gonna have to win in spite of Petula.
Yeah. Let's look at the final Eagles stats of the year. They finished 24th overall in offense, 311 yards a game. Rams were number 1 at 394. They finished 23 in passing, 194 yards. Rams were number 1 in passing. They finished 18th in rushing, 116 yards a game. Buffalo was number 1. They finished 19th in scoring at 22 points a game. Rams were number 1 at 30. So Rams, although they were trending in the wrong direction, their offense is certainly fine. Their defense was going the wrong way. Let's look at our defense overall. 13th overall it finished this year, so it was out of the top 10, which sucks, but what are you going to do? But they were certainly in the top 5 towards the second half of the season. That's all that matters. They finished 314 yards a game. Houston was number 1 at 277 yards a game. They finished 8th in passing, 189 yards a game. Buffalo's number 1. They finished 22nd in rushing. A little scary, but 124 yards per game. Jacksonville, number 1 at 85 yards a game, Jay. They finished 5th in scoring, which is great because that's really what it comes down to. 19 points per game. Seattle, number 1 at 17. So it's 2 points difference. I don't know how you go from 1 to 5, and there's 2 points difference. So not a big deal. All right. So let's give our final top 5. ESPN and NFL does not do a final week ranking. So let's start out with your number 5. The last one. Petula was the only one that can beat us. That's funny, I say, because that's true.
Number 5 for me is the Bears.
The Bears, okay. Number 5 for me is Houston Texans.
Yeah.
All right, number 4 for you.
That's I got Houston as my number 4.
All right, number 4 for me is Jacksonville. Number 3 for you.
The Eagles.
Number
I'm
3.
laughing, man. I don't know why you think it's funny.
Number 3 is the Broncos for me. Number 2 for you.
Number 2 for me is the Seattle Seahawks.
Seattle Seahawks, nice. Number 2 is the Pats for me. Number 1 for you.
Number 1 for me is the Denver Broncos.
The Denver Broncos. Number 1 for me is the Seahawks. They put a beat down on the Niners. They're coming in hot on a big win streak.
I'm looking at defense. So if you told me what teams you didn't want to play,
right?
You notice I picked some defensive teams, right? So I got the Eagles in there. I got the Houston Texans in there. I got the Broncos in there, obviously. You know what I mean?
The Seahawks are in the top 5 defense.
Seattle's my number 2.
Yeah.
So like I say, defense is going to win championships here. It's going to be one of them teams that's going to win it.
Okay. All right. The Niners is bad against the rush, and the linebackers hurt. Yep. We're getting to that right now, High State. I'm just getting into our Eagles 49ers preview. So listen in, see what you think. All right. So let's look at this Eagles 49ers preview. So, Jalen Hurts.
That's a good point he makes, but that still don't mean he ain't gonna call the play for Saquon and run up the middle for -2 yards.
Yo, this is what you're gonna do. Make sure you run right in the line and fall down.
Run right up the middle, run right behind Cam Jurgens,
and then fall.
You got to get that -2 yards.
Yeah. I want you averaging 1.2 yards a carry bore halftime.
Right.
All right. So Hurts is 6-3 in his career in the playoff games. 6 games with a passer rating over 100. 5 games with a completion percentage over 70 yards. You put it all together, he's the 8th most accurate passer in postseason history. That's pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the 10 most lifetime games with a rating of 100 behind Brady, Mahomes, Montana, and Rodgers. That's pretty nice company. He's really only had one bad postseason game, and that was Tampa in 2021.
Yeah.
You could make the argument for 2023 as well, but his first year to start. So in 8 games since that Tampa Bay game, he has 9 touchdown passes and 1 pick, and the 1 pick was last year in the Super Bowl, which is crazy. His 6 postseason wins are 3rd most ever by a quarterback behind Brady and Mahomes, who have 8. Mm-hmm. He's only the 5th QB ever to reach 2 Super Bowls before he turned 27. His 20 combined postseason touchdowns, 10 passing, 10 rushing, are the 2nd most ever by a quarterback before 27th birthday behind Mahomes. If you're wondering how the Eagles look for their Super Bowl odds, they are ranked 4th. Do you know the first 3, Jay? You mentioned 2 of them.
Oh, the Seahawks.
Correct. They're number 1.
The The Broncos.
The Broncos are number 3. So the Rams are 2.
Fuck out of here.
Eagles
I'll
are,
be listening to that Matt Stafford hype, man.
Eagles are 4th. So running down the list, it's Patriots, Bills, Texans, Jaguars, Packers, Bears, 49ers, Chargers, Steelers, and last but not least, but of course they are least, is the Carolina Panthers at a whole lot of bad odds to get the Super Bowl. All right. My thing here is watch out for the Jags, man. They lead the league in rush D. They won their last 8 games, and they're the only team to beat the Broncos in the second half of the season. So watch out for these Jaguars, man. I mean, they're pretty sneaky good. By the way, they set a franchise record for points scored. So not only is their D good, but their offense is pretty good. So, and this is all without that second round pick, the Hunter Henry, or what's his name?
It's not Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry's the tight end.
The Hunter guy, whatever his name is, but they didn't have him all season, and look what they did. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Watch out for the.
You're talking about a guy from Colorado.
Yeah, the dual guy.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is, Hunter Henry something or other. I don't know.
Hunter Henry.
So, Hunter something, I think. Watch out for the Texas as well. Texas come in with a 9-game winning streak, only one less than the Jags. Dominant D. They have an inconsistent offense, but a dominant D. So watch out for them.
I'm not worried about the AFC. We only got to play one AFC team. I don't worry about nothing they got going on over there.
No, I'm just saying. I'm talking about the playoffs in general. I'm just talking about the playoffs in general.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah. I don't care nothing about what's going on over there. We got to run the table over here.
That's the Broncos stuff too. All right, so here's the thing.
Who we playing in San Francisco?
So,
That's what I want.
So Seattle's coming in strong with the win over the Niners. Darnold, though, is a turnover machine, so we'll see if that matters. Bears lead the league in turnovers for defense. They've gotten the most turnovers on defense, but when they don't get a turnover in their defense, they have a bad day. So the biggest thing is if you don't turn the ball over with that defense, you'll do pretty well. The Rams kind of cooled off and may be vulnerable in this cross-country trip to the Carolina. We'll see what happens. San Fran and the Pack should go down the first round, so that should eliminate them pretty quick. Since 1975, the first year seeding the playoffs, only 5 of 100 teams that were seeded third have reached the Super Bowl.
All right. It's just time. Don't worry about it.
The most recent 3 seed to advance the Super Bowl was the Kansas City Chiefs, who made it in Super Bowl LVIII in 2023 and defeated.
They went back to back, right?
They went and defeated the number 1 San Francisco 49ers.
And they went the year before, number 3 seed, and they went back to the Super Bowl, right?
Correct.
There you go.
Since the NFL started seeding, the Eagles have entered the postseason as the number 3 seed 5 times. The furthest the Birds advanced was the NFC Championship game during the 2001-2002 playoffs. I know. And boy, that was ugly. All right. The 49ers, meanwhile, lost linebacker Tatum Bethune to what coach said is a season-ending groin injury. San Francisco remains without their star linebacker, Fred Warner, who may come back for like the Super Bowl, but that's the best he can do. 2 other linebackers, D. Winters and Luke Gifford, will be evaluated this week for their injuries. They are questionable to play on Sunday. The 49ers sack leader this year was former Eagle.
Sack leader?
The 49ers sack leader was former Eagle. You know who it is. Who went to San Francisco?
Huff,
correct.
Yeah.
And by the way, guess how he led them? How many sacks? You ready for this? He led them with 4 sacks.
I'm about to say 4.
And he did that in 7 games. He didn't get 1 sack the rest of the year.
Guess how many he going to have against Lane Johnson? 0.
And by the way, notice how Huff got 4 sacks with Bosa in the lineup. He got 0 sacks with Bosa out of the lineup.
Yeah, because don't worry. Listen, if Huff is your leading sack getter, Jalen ain't got nothing to worry about.
Jalen should have all day.
He gonna be patting that thing like McNabb used to pat it, like burp the baby. Go ahead and burp that baby.
The 49ers, by the way, speaking of that, the 49ers finished last in the NFL with 20 sacks and second to last with 6 interceptions. So they're only the 5th team in NFL history to reach the playoffs despite 6 interceptions and only 3rd to reach with playoffs despite 20 or fewer sacks. Yeah. San Francisco was also without star left tackle Trent Williams the last game. He is also questionable to play on Sunday with a hamstring injury, but the rumor is that he will try to push through and still play.
Good.
San Francisco was held to 173 yards and managed just 9 first downs versus the Seahawks. Purdy was sacked 3 times. Ricky Purcell, by the way, practiced in a limited fashion before that game, but was then ruled out with knee and ankle injuries. He is also questionable for Sunday, but rumor is he will push to get through as well. George Kittle is a monster. He had 183 receiving yards against the Eagles in week 4 in 2020, which, by the way, was the last time a tight end had more than 100 yards against us in the regular season. But who was the last tight end to have 100 yards or more against us in any regular or playoff game? Who was that, Jay? Come on, you know exactly what it is. He's a former. That is correct. Last year when he had 100 yards in the championship game. All right, so you're looking at this game right now with San Francisco. So if you look at San Francisco, give me your early thoughts on the game itself, where you see that going.
I'm confident. I mean, I'm confident in itself. Like, I don't even feel comfortable trying to bet anybody with that game because it's like they're not healthy. Like, they're just really banged up. Like, I don't think they feel confident about going into this game. I don't think anybody wants to play the Eagles.
Right. I think right now you're looking with San Francisco. Obviously, they're leaning more towards their offense. They're the seventh ranked offense. Obviously with Purdy.
They got to be able to put up points, right?
Yeah, they're the fifth most passing yards.
But look at
the better with passing than running.
It's ahead of them, right? The task is, can you score those points on the Fangio offense?
Correct.
Now, Fangio has given Shanahan props. It's like, hey, he packages things well. He knows how to scheme people open. All those good things. Everything that Patullo's not, Shanahan is, right?
Right.
Well, the question is around the fact that they are struggling on their defense. The question is, how many points can we put up?
So
Kevin Patullo. So again, my confidence comes in the fact that I know our defense is playing very well, and the fact that San Francisco is banged up. So the only way we lose this game is Kevin Patullo.
I agree. So what you're looking at is on the offensive side with Eagles, the 49ers are more susceptible to the pass than the run.
No. Well, they got the worst run defense.
No. Their actually run defense is not that bad. So on defense,
the linebacker's gone.
Well, true. Now the linebackers are gone, but they're ranked for the regular season. They're ranked 12th against the run. They're ranked like 20th against the pass. So they're more susceptible to pass than the run. But you're right. With the new linebacker injuries, that could all change. Right. I agree. Now on the defensive side with us, they're the San Francisco. I mean, again, based on statistics and trends, they're better at pass than run, even though you have McCaffrey, who's very good. But they tend to win more when they're passing more than when they're running more.
So big game from Goddard
would be great because they have nobody in the defense to cover him.
Big game from Goddard. Extra time for Jalen to be able to get rid of the ball and get a lead, run the ball, run the clock. Like, that's what I hope will happen.
Yeah, I think that would be a great game plan.
But we'll see. I mean,
I decided Kazir White today. Oh, wow. Former Eagle Kazir White.
Okay.
Yes, he is former Eagle. He used to play with Arizona, and they cut him this year.
Yeah.
And he didn't sign on with everybody, so there you go.
He probably won't get on the field.
That's correct. I say we do have the best defense in the NFL since week 10, the most sacks since week 10. Yeah. We have a guy who played safety who leads us in sacks and interceptions. So I like your game plan. I would probably say I agree with you that if we can get the run game going, I don't see them coming back because they're going to have to pass the whole time. And with Q shutting things down and our pass rush, I just don't see it happening.
Right.
Design runs for Jalen going to be key against. Yeah, I would like to also see some design. I agree. High State design. I would like to see some more design runs for Jalen that would loosen that defense up enough that Barkley will see those holes that he did last year.
As long as he don't take a big hit, I'm fine with it.
Okay, so give me your final score here, Jay.
Eagles 24, San Francisco 13.
For some reason, I know our defense is going to play well, but I see something like a 31-21 Eagles victory. For some reason, I think that the San Francisco comes out a little hot. They give up like maybe 14 points, but then we come back and steamroll them, and they can only get one touchdown the rest of the way. So I think it's like 31-21 is what I see happening.
We'll see. Yeah.
All right. Last thing for our trivia. By the way, until 2022, the franchise had never had two 1,000-yard receivers in the same season. Now Smith and Brown have done it 3 times, by the way.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So yeah, Jalen Alexander is the first Eagle to ever lead the teams in both sacks and interceptions. Eagles have allowed just 6 passing touchdowns in their last 10 games. The first time they've done that in 25 years. So that's incredible. They have allowed an NFL low 13 passing touchdowns. That is fantastic. 27-17. I like that, High State. I like that a lot. By the way, this will be the 15th consecutive year the Eagles won't have a cornerback with at least 5 interceptions. Who was their last corner to have 5 interceptions in a season? And can you name the last cornerback to have at least more than 3 interceptions? So who was the last to have at least 5? And then who was the last to have at least 4 in a season? If you can name both those players, send it into the comments now. We have merchandise on BroadStreetMisery.com. Pick your merchandise that you want. We'll send it out to you. So be the first to answer that question. Again, who was the last cornerback to have at least 5 interceptions in a season? Cornerback, by the way, for the Eagles. And then who was the last cornerback to have at least 4 interceptions in a season? And there's actually 2 answers for that, but I'll give you the first one if that is good too. So thank you for tuning in tonight. We appreciate your time here always at Broad Street Misery at Fly Eagles Fly Podcast. We're here every Tuesday at 9 o'clock, bearing a basketball game that Jay has to attend for his lovely daughters, who are kicking ass, by the way, and taking names. They're like the Eagles defense right now. They are shutting it down. So tune us in every week on Tuesday here. We're also, again, we're on X, Apple Tunes, Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Check us out on any one of those platforms. We'd love to hear from you. And again, trivia time always at the end of the show. Make sure you have your answer in there first. We'll send you out everything on us. It's on our dime. We hope you enjoy it. All right. We'll see you next week after the Eagles win and beat the Niners, and I get my Jerome Brown jersey. I'll be so happy to wear that. As always, I'm Corey Alexander along with
Jay Bliss.
And we will see you next Tuesday. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Bye.